Welcome to another virtual adult improv show with the LA Connection players. We're out here in Burbank doing live theater, but we've been going into our fourth year of doing virtual theater, and we're glad you're watching us tonight. Tonight's a long form game. We've done about 30 different long form games. Today it's a family business, and I told them they could take any business they want. We've done a variety of different businesses during the practice time. Tonight, the farm. They've never done it, so it's going to be a long form piece, about an hour, about a family that runs a farm and the goods, the bads, and the uglies that happen when you run a farm. I'm Ken Sco, the founder and owner of the LA Connection. Let's introduce the cast, and you can see next to their name the role they'll be playing. Roberta will be playing the daughter.
Hi.
Michael, the son.
Hi, thanks for watching.
And then we have Grandma, Michelle, Granny. Mom's Lindsay.
Howdy, y'all.
Dad is Will.
Hey now.
And his brother, or Granny's two sons, the other one is Michael.
Hello, hello. Enjoy the show.
So I'm the accountant who has to come out to the farm. So I'm here with everybody now, sitting in your farmhouse here, and I just want everyone to know that I did look over the last couple years. You know, ever since the pandemic, things got a little weird with the chain and supply chain and truckers. We didn't get as many truckers coming directly out here, so we had to do a lot of it on our own, which raised costs for us for fuel and renting or leasing trucks to drive ourselves. So thank God that we don't have to do that anymore. But I did get a loan for $500,000 for the farm during that time when we knew that production was going to be a little weirder. And of course now, the drought, which we've had to experience for the last couple of years. This year's been great. A lot of rain this year, so that will be good. But we also had the problems with we were taking so much underground water that some of the land is sunk that we used to grow stuff in, because it's unusable land now because it's kind of all uneven. It'd be hard to plow, it'd be hard to work in, and that was a couple acres. Now I know we have 36 acres here, and I know that you guys wanted to try and lease some of that property for medical marijuana growers. I know that Michael, the son's kind of involved in that, and he also wanted to get wineries out here. So you were able to get, so we set aside 10 acres for, these are on the rolling hills that we didn't use much anyway, other than grazing for some of the animals, cows, sheep. But with we're going to do the medical marijuana is going to be more on the east flat over there, where it's closer to the river, and it should be great for being able to get water if we need it. And we're going to use the rolling hills for the wine. So we've hired a wine company to put in all the grapes and plants. So, but we have to pay for the water. Okay, so I just want you guys to know that that's the deal we made. So, Michael, you're going to business school and coming back with some of these ideas when we really needed help has been very, very good. I know that you want to stay on the farm and help it, and you're trying to update it, make it a little bit more happening. I know that you want to put in an area, picnic area, where people can come out and have some of the wine from the winery. That's they'll be able to have that. And I know the medical marijuana, it's legal to do it, so we wine and medical marijuana in a little picnic area. This would be for adults only, of course. And then we could also do some other stuff with kids stuff. Okay, so appreciate that, Michael. We have surveillance drones going over right now, so don't worry about those. They're looking at the property. I asked them to check out the area, so we also have some helicopters. Those are the wine growers, because I told them what hill we'd be working on after you talk to you, Michael. Anyway, so we do have a few problems, though, okay? So, ever since Michael, used to do more of the stuff with milking the cows and tending to the livestock. Now you've left your mother, Lindsay, has to milk the cows. And Lindsay, sometimes you don't always go out and milk them, and if they back up the milk, then the milk's no good. And so we're losing money on the milk right now. I know that you wanted to go into town and you do karaoke and stuff like that, and you do bull riding, and you want to be fashionable like the lady on the 36-acre farm with the new winery, and I know you always want to be trendy, but some of your trends are costing the farm money. So I don't know if you know this, Will. We did look at some of the credit cards. She spent over probably last year alone about $8,000 just on accessories. This wasn't even the dresses. This was just the accessories like belts, shoes, the little jacket she has, the hat. So that we had to dip into the loan money to help pay that off. So apparently Lindsay, has not been doing her chores as much. I know you always prepare the meals, so we're thankful that you've always been there to help with the meals with Grandma, although Granny has had to pick up the slack sometimes and cook some of the meals. Granny, I'm sorry about losing your husband about 12 years ago, but it's really nice that your son Will decided to run the farm full time, and he's been doing pretty good. We'll talk about that, Will, in a second. But Granny, you're kind of bossy, okay? Yeah. I mean, you've been looking over. You gave the business away to Will, but when I talked to Will, and he asked me to come out and talk to everybody, he said that you kind of get on his case a lot more, like a lot more, and you're a lot nicer to your other son, Michael, who's older. And Michael didn't want to do the farm really. He went away to New York to be a designer, and he came back when we hit the rough spot with the supply chain problems and the drought. So Michael, I'm glad you came back. I know you really don't want to be here as much, but I do also know you have a contractor's license, and you've been able to keep up all the fencing everywhere around. Although there was one fence that we told Will that the neighbors were saying some of your livestock were going into their property, and that they were eating some of their grazing area and stuff like that, and now they're accusing you of stealing back some of their herd when you went to get your herd. So now I just want you to know, Michael, I just want you to know that you better check into that, because apparently the neighbor and you don't get along, and you guys have had some, I don't know if you had fisticuffs, but certainly some verbal things that there's been some complaints about that. So I don't know if some of your anger gets picked up from your mother, but I know sometimes you do get angry. And Roberta, I know you went away to college to do musical theater, and I know that you always were doing productions in the local community, in the local town, and you were always very, very good, and you wanted to go live out your dreams, and I thought that was really fantastic. I know that you were kicked out of the Broadway musical. Apparently, they found you scalping tickets. Everybody gets so many tickets, and they saw you scalping tickets in the parking lot, which was illegal. And you were also having people come backstage and charging them. And people didn't know that. You're not supposed to have anybody else backstage. So I know that's why you're back home. But apparently, according to Will, you had this kind of issue, kind of like that too. I don't know if you picked that up from your mom, but you use credit cards sometimes, or kind of get yourselves in trouble. Okay, I know you were a little bit of a troubled child. So you come back, you want to help the farm. I said, I know you want to help with getting at the produce stand. That's what you want to do. You want to run the produce stand out near the street, and that's great, because I know you've been doing that. I've got complaints from some of the women who said that you're trying to pick up their men. Okay, like when they come by and they want to buy some strawberries or whatever we're selling them. So you're flirting with in fact, you don't even look at the women, you only look at the guys. So I'm getting complaints about that from some of the local people in the community. Anyway, let me just talk to Will for 1 second, because I think, Will, I know you wanted me to look over the books and all that sort of stuff, and I know you were worried about some of the relationships were a little tense between your mother and you, and then your brother and you a little bit. And I know that you never really got along with Roberta that well when she became a teenager. I think you're very supportive up to that. So I'm not a therapist. I'm your accountant. I'm just saying maybe see if you and Roberta can patch up some stuff. She wants to run the stand. She did come back. But I think you should really groom your son, Michael, to become an assistant with you and eventually a partner in the business because he's really doing some great stuff. But Will also, the only problem is that apparently you got a couple tickets recently for speeding. I know you wanted to be a NASCAR race driver. I know you go downtown to the local track and do the go-kart deal and all that sort of stuff. But you can't be going through the city, I mean, it's not a big city. I mean, come on, we're living in, there's 38,000 people out here, kind of this rural area. But there are more people than, when you started the farm. Okay, so we started the farm, there was like 12,000 here. So the community's grown, and that's good. That's why I think the local stand's now good, Roberta, because more people, more cities are closer by. We're going to get a lot more traffic on the main street. You're going to have to go out to the main highway at the front of our property, though, okay? Beautiful. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to have you guys go and think about some of the stuff we talked about, see if you have any ideas when I come and talk to you, because I'm going to talk to each of you separately or in pairs or threes. But let me have Mom and Dad and Grandma, if you guys could stay out here. Mom and Dad, Grandma, okay. Let's bring them all up so I can see them all here. Okay. Well, you kind of heard what I had to say here. So I'm going to start with Will, because you're the one who called me and said you were worried about the books when some of the bills are falling behind like 90 days.
Well, the bills have been falling behind for a while, Mr. Scove, and I just wanted to bring you in to see how bad is it really turning out to be. Now, I know my wife has a bit of an issue with some spending, but we're trying to get over that. I didn't know she was using company funds. So how bad is it, Mr. Scove? Are we going to go under in the next year or two? Or are we going to have to sell the farm? Or you think we can kind of hold on for a bit?
No. I think the sale of the 10 acres to the winery.
Right.
Yeah. And then, on, maybe 10,000 square feet, they're going to build a little building for sampling and stuff like that. They'll be able to come in on the other side of the property. And the medical marijuana is going to be on the total opposite side because we don't want the two to be next to each other. It might cause problems, So they got 10 acres on the other side. So by the time we leased that, we don't get any of the sales of either of those. We did negotiate that.
Okay.
We are giving them water, but we're leasing the land to them. Now, we can get discounts on any of the product, of course. But the land lease is now covering all the property taxes. It's covering all the upkeep now. It's going to cover the majority of feed for the livestock.
Very good.
The water, the electricity. But we need to get that stand going a little bit stronger to continue to start making some profits because we have to pay back these loans.
Oh, good God. All right, so what kind of produce should we be selling at that stand? I can see the turnips ain't selling. Neither is turmeric. So we got to get something better out there other than strawberries because those are the only things that are selling right now, Mr. Scove. And honestly, Roberta's the one who's trying to give us the idea of what to sell. Now, we've tried to branch out, but it takes a year to grow half these crops. You know that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, you had apples for a long time, but
right.
Apparently they weren't, when the drought happened, a lot of those trees died.
Yep, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Well, now we have water again. I think we need to get some apple trees in here, maybe some orange trees in here. You can grow grapes. We can make a deal with the winery that, they can show you how to grow non-alcoholic type grapes for produce. Apricots, peaches, melons. I mean, you guys should have been doing this. I know that you're more of a ranch style livestock selling the milk and all that, but you've got to expand out now because otherwise you're gonna have problems. Granny, what were some of the things your husband did to make it profitable.
Oh, shoot. Back then it was simple, just simple. We didn't have to have much to get by. It's not like these days with these kids and all these things going on now. Everybody's got to have everything electronic. Everything's got to be done yesterday. Everything's got to be instant gratification, and online. Wasn't no online when me and my husband started this farm. It was just us and the cows and the horses, just making a living, selling at the local farmers market, and it just went on from there. But my lovely one passed away 12 years ago. God rest his soul. And since then, I acquired a fella, who has some ideas, and I've been trying to get him to listen to him, but Will don't want to listen to him, and I think he's got some valid thoughts on the subject. Just because we're not married don't mean he's not a person with thoughts and feelings, and I guess that's why I get a little upset with Will, because he just won't listen to him. That's all.
He's city folk. He don't know anything.
Well, he knows business, and I mean, ideas is ideas. Don't matter who they come from. They're either good or they're bad. It don't hurt to listen. That's all I'm saying.
I've listened to him, but some of the ideas that he's trying to put in my head are just not good. I'm telling you, we're not opening a pizza joint here. That's what he wants to do.
We don't really need no pizza joint, but we got all that land out there that's not being used over there in the South 40. And you got all these people on the TikTok and all that are doing these gender reveal parties, which I think is completely ridiculous. But hello, you could be making some money there having them parties out here at the farm. I'm just saying, it's a thought he had. You don't want to listen to that one at all. I don't understand why.
I might have to go along with. Let's just. I don't know if we want to have that. That's a whole. Now you're opening up a whole nother deal here. We just want to make the farm profitable.
I'm just saying it'll bring people out here, and maybe they purchase some things when they're out here. That's all I'm saying.
We need to do. Let's build the picnic area first and get the wine thing going, then we can have those days, because that's a good idea, Grandma. That we can have a day devoted to different people, different societies or groupings.
That TikTok is huge. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Will, I've been telling you to get on there. Maybe you might find some ideas on there. Just saying.
Don't need no little computer to tell me how to run my farm.
Well, hell, it is the way of the world these days. Everything is on the damn computer. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so Lindsay, do you want to talk to your husband about the $6,000 last year that it was $8,000. So.
Ooh, yeah, Lord. I would like to, but first, I just wanted to point out the fact that my husband, who I love dearly, just said, city folk don't know anything. And that I'm originally from a city, and I came out here and I met Will down at the local track. I was trying to be a model, one of those brand ambassadors, model.
Like on the TikTok.
Yeah, like TikTok, Randy. And I met him when he lost real bad one night. Real bad. Terrible. Like, he was crying in the corner. I thought there was a baby. And I ran over to see if it was a baby, and it was him. And there was just something about him that I fell in love with. And he asked me to move up here to this farm and become part of it. But still, he has to say derogatory things to me, like city folk don't know nothing. I mean,
that ain't right.
It isn't. When is it stop?
Well, I know, Lindsay, you're the stepmother of the two kids, and that he remarried
that don't
you.
Mean she don't love them children like they ain't her own.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that I know that's caused some tension sometimes when you first came into the picture, because you're really just a couple of years older than Roberta, who's like 29. You're 31, and I know Will, your wife. I'm sorry about the accident on the farm with the plow.
Oh, goodness,
Anyway, I don't want to bring that up. I just been working with you guys a long time, and that was just. I still don't even know how that really happened. I think that I don't even know if they're still investigating that.
So run away.
But I know, Lindsay, you guys have been married now for half a dozen years. You've come into the farm and all that sort of stuff. But and I know you wanted to start cooking, but Granny, I mean, come on, let's be honest, Granny. She's a terrible cook. So why don't you say something to her now, because you're wasting food. I'm seeing a lot of food in the trash compactor being thrown away, and that's, I mean, it's your own. Some of it you grow, and you could be selling it if you're not going to be eating it. You want to respond to that, Granny? Because I know that you don't like
Well,
Lindsay that
now,
much, and let's get this
well,
off the table.
Don't even make her say anything terrible to me. I mean,
who are we cooking for? That's what I'm fixing to ask. We're just
For-
cooking for the family.
Yeah, but the family's throwing the food away.
Well, now I'd raise them better than to be wasting food like that. Now, Mr. Scove, I'm just saying.
thanks, Granny.
Okay.
But Lindsay, you know, she tries her best, bless her heart, and you know, ain't nobody else coming in there to help me cook. That's all I'm saying.
No.
And you know, we got plenty of cookbooks, and Lindsay will get better. And you just gotta practice. That's all.
God, I hope so, because them pies she'd be leaving out the windowsill, man, it's scaring the flies away. I'm getting used to them flies just not being
Well,
there.
hell,
I used to
Will,
love
I don't see
killing
you
them
coming in
flies.
the kitchen cooking nothing.
Okay.
How dare you?
Okay, I really support the wine idea. I love the winery idea. I think it's great. I think we need that now. And if we're talking $8,000, ask my husband how much it cost to bail him out of jail after his third speeding
Lord,
ticket.
tell it, girl.
Listen here,
Tell
I'm
it.
trying to. My patience is wearing thin with y'all now, honey. If you want to sell that god awful collection of hats, that's what we can do to kind of get back on our feet. Don't bring up my speeding ticket.
Lord,
because
she ain't got that many dang hats, Will.
She's
Ain't
got a
going-
whole closet for them. My clothes are now hanging over the washing machine because
Okay,
of it.
all
I
right.
mean, we don't get our money back.
Okay,
for it,
that's.
is
I
all
think we
I'm
got a good.
saying.
Yeah, we got a good start here. Okay, I don't want to get into it too much anger here. Why don't you guys go outside and continue your argument, and send in your brother. Okay,
Let's go.
Michael. I thought that was really nice that your brother named his son after you. I thought it was he. I know you guys grew up and you were really, really close. So, just between you and me, because he didn't ever say anything to me about this, but did they ever offer you the farm, or were they going to just give it to Will, or did you ever want the farm?
You know, it's a little frustrating. It seems that everybody just glazes over and forgets that I'm part of the family and that maybe I would want to come and you know, bring some of my ideas. Living in the city, you know, you kind of moving at a faster pace, and so your ideas come and go. And I thought, you know, maybe it's time to slow down and you know, revisit the farm. And clearly, you know, we're having problems. Just getting people to listen right now is the hardest part. So, you know, I mean, I gave him ideas about the issue we have with the mud, you know, and all of the acreage. I said, let's make it like a mud bath. Let's make it like a high-end farm spa, you know, something like that to turn a negative into a positive. But, you know, it's my family. I'm part of the farm. Whether I'm running it or not, I just wish, you know, people would listen to other ideas and not be so quick to shoot everything down. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
the wine grapes can take 5 years to grow. So it's not like you get
Yeah.
wine like that. So
Yeah.
don't
Well, I
know.
know you were a designer, you know, architect
Yeah.
out in New York for a while. I know you came back to help the family. I know that your business was so out there. It wasn't bad. You were really starting to maybe get your feet in the ground out there. But some of your ideas here, I mean, to turn like the barn into an Art Deco look, I don't think that would fit on the property. And you know, some of the, like you want to do like Roman statues on the road on the way in. I mean, what's up with that? I mean,
You know, just throwing ideas out, right? It's like, you know, you throw enough stuff against the wall, something's going to stick. And I'll tell you, some of the conversations we have, sometimes I just say crazy stuff to see if they'll pay attention. I mean, who wants to put a bunch of, you know, naked dudes, you know, lining your driveway into the farm? Who wants that statue? I don't.
yeah. Well, I don't know if you know if you you want people to come and visit you if that's the first thing they're seeing is a bunch of naked.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
like I said, I throw stuff out that sometimes it's just outlandish just to see if they'll gravitate towards it. I mean, they shot down Bro with the hoe. I thought we could have like a dating thing going on at the farm, but that didn't work either.
No, and some of the construction that you're doing. I mean, the idea that I know the fence you put in.
Yeah.
You put like clear plastic because you wanted to not see any lines from the other wood. So you decided to put that one area. Well, it was so thin, that's where all the animals just got out. They just kind of.
I know. That's one of those design flaws that, at first you just want to get it up and installed, and yeah, it was one of the bad design. It was not one of my prouder projects.
Mm-hmm.
I had to herd all the animals back in, and then they accused me of taking their animals, and what a mess,
Well, aren't there brands? I mean, don't you? I mean, I don't sit and look at all your livestock. Doesn't everybody have a brand on their livestock?
Yeah, they're all branded, and that's why, if they can't figure out their animals against ours, I don't know what their problem is. I didn't come back to the farm to steal the neighbor's animals. I mean, I got other things to do.
Right. Well, he did put a restraining order on you. You want to talk to me about that a little bit? Because if I'm going to have to come up with some money to fight this restraining order with your legal team.
Well, I was hoping that they wouldn't even show up at court because it's all bogus. It's just a joke. It's not like I have a temper or anything, but that guy comes over and accuses me of stealing, and I can only take that for so long before I get angry. But I didn't do anything. I just kind of implied that it would be a bad thing if you keep talking at me like that.
Well, you took an axe to his F-150 truck.
Yeah, I did. That was a night of a little debauchery. I had a little too much to drink, and I paid him for everything. I mean,
out of the company funds. Out of the company funds again.
Well, it's a family issue. It's a family problem, right? I mean, I'm here working. It's not like I'm not doing anything. I'm constantly coming up with other ways to fix up the farm. We're hurting, so I'm just trying to be creative. We got a lot of stuff in the barns. We got all this material we can work with. Okay. So, I'm trying. I'm always trying.
Right. Okay, well, if you could send in the two kids, that'd be great, Michael. And thanks. We'll talk again. Okay, so you Michael, I got.
I'm finishing my farm talk.
Mr. School, go ahead. No one's watching that.
It's called a farm talk. This is how I get business to the produce. And no, of course, don't tease me, Michael. We know there's socks. That's because Mom and Dad will not give me money. So I have to put fake socks in there because they won't let me get a boob job.
Oh, one of your producer boyfriends couldn't have given you money?
Oh, very funny. At least I have one.
Oh, yeah, because I want a boyfriend.
No, you want a girlfriend, and you can't get a girlfriend because nobody likes you.
See what I got to do with Mr. Scove.
Okay.
I'm trying to make money for the produce stand, and the only way I can make money is if I go out there, and Mom and Dad just won't listen to me.
Right. Well, listen, let's talk about the produce stand for a second, because I know it's been out there for a while, and I know that you had melons out there, and one of the men came up to you and said, "You want to feel my melons?" And you held them right up in front of your breasts.
It's disgusting.
And we got a complaint. We got a complaint from that wife. She called your father, Will, and Will said he was going to talk to you about it, but obviously he hasn't.
Well, maybe he did a little bit, but Daddy doesn't really, talk to me that much.
Right. When you said to Lester, the guy who's been married to
yes,
Lisa
I did.
for like 12 years, the three houses down, you said, have you ever seen anybody eat a banana like this? I mean,
okay, so I did that too. So what?
In front of his wife.
Oh, so what? She's horrible. He can't stand her.
They had their two kids.
Oh, well, they have to learn sometime, other they'll end up like my brother.
Okay. All right.
This is you should have seen when Roberta
with the banana. He was laughing.
Not the banana. I'm thinking about when you showed Granny's new boyfriend how you can suck milk right out of the udder.
Oh my God.
I did. Granny nearly had. Oh my God! I thought Granny was going to pass out.
Yeah, the man's 76 years old, got a heart condition.
You know, ever since that guy came along, she's getting a little weirder. If you notice, I
Who,
just
Granny?
the guy. I think the guy personally. I'd watch that Granny's boyfriend because I think he may want to try and move in and change the farmer. He doesn't even know what he's a city slicker, you know. And if he's 10 years younger than her, he's 66 or 64, something like that.
Yeah.
So you know, he's
I'm
looking.
here.
He's probably
I'm
looking.
hearing Granny. I'm hearing Granny at night. She's getting busy. Granny's getting busy.
Okay, let's talk about something else. All right. Okay, so Michael, some of your ideas were great. The winery deal, and you feel pretty good about that because you know we can get the legal department to close that deal, and I'll look over the financing of how much you guys are making and how that's going to work out based on how much water we're going to have to use because I've got to get the how much water versus how many plants they're going to have and all that sort of stuff, and we have to make sure they get the hills that are cooler at night and warmer in day.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
he gets all the credit. What about my produce stand? I've been making some money. I've been doing farm talks instead of TikToks. Farm talks.
Right. Well, okay. We'll talk about that in a second. The produce stand's great. I know that was your idea because you wanted to do something where you could be out on the street and talk to people because you like to talk and you're very gregarious. And that's great to be able to use that. Just, can you cut the sex out of everything you sell? Does this grape remind you of my nipples? I mean, come on. I mean,
Yes.
you did say that to Hell's Angel bikers that came by one time, and
I thought I was very clever. It was very witty.
I'm gonna have to get security out there with you because you can't be saying, "Look at my cherries" to the Hell's Angels. They could get carried away. What are they?
Do you know how much produce I sold that day? I sold a lot of produce that day. A lot.
She sold more than produce, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you wise ass. I did not.
Listen, both of us have been growing plants, all right? Mine relaxes people. It makes Lindsay's food taste good. It makes my father stop driving so fast. You're over there just trying to say kumquat and get a laugh out of a man.
He's always been jealous of me because what was your last girlfriend? Like 3 years ago?
Yeah, I'm real jealous of your alternate role in one production of Our Town. Yeah, that was your best.
I was starring in that. I was a star.
Starring. If the real star died, then maybe you, or they might cancel the show.
Do you see the lack of support? That's why I had to leave and I came back. I would have been in Hollywood right now, but I had to come back to the farm. And this is all I get from my brother.
No one's stopping you.
All right. Well, look, I'm going to have you guys, talk to different people in the family and try and work out some of your ideas. But, I think the produce stand's great. Just stop the sex. And Michael, these two ventures now that we're going to go into, I think is going to be fantastic. But I need to get the numbers on that. So I'll go look over some of the stuff you sent me over the next time where your family starts talking with each other. And I'll come back with some ideas at the end to talk with you guys about, okay? So I just need the grandparent grandma to talk to her two sons. And I'm going to go look at some books now.
Hey there, Sonnies.
Mom.
How's it going over there? Y'all doing all right?
We're moving along, coming up with some new ideas, trying to figure things out.
That's good. I'm doing great, I must say.
I'm a little, I got to tell you, I'm still a little reserved about your man. I can't quite get a good read on him, and having spent so much time in the city, I think I'm a good read on people, and there's something about him. I just can't figure it out.
Ain't nothing wrong with Skeeter.
Well, I don't know.
His parents are from the South, so, they must have done something right. That's all I'm saying.
I just feel like there's some angling happening, and, I want to protect you. I don't want to see, somebody try to step in and take advantage of you. I'm always going to look out for you, Mom.
Trust me, I did not just fall off a turnip truck, all right? I know when somebody's lying and when they ain't. Right, Will?
You caught me again, Granny.
I'm not saying you were lying. I'm just saying I think you would know that I would know
You're always saying I'm lying now. I'm telling
No,
you.
I actually didn't say you were lying.
Okay. I'm just saying that this guy ain't dad, and I just don't agree with
Ain't
everything.
nobody ever gonna take the place of your father. Now you just wash that out your mouth right now.
Yes,
I won't
Mom.
take that tone from you.
Mom.
Nice one, Will. Nice
How
one, dude.
dare you? I loved your father. He was everything to me. But you know what? He's been dead for 12 years now. You need to let it go, Will. You got
No
to
one's
move
saying
on
you
with your
can't
life.
have a
Just because your father's
relationship.
dead don't mean you
I'm
got
not
to.
saying she can't have a relationship. Now let's just get back to the farm. Can we get this thing
Yeah.
situated?
See what he's spinning her
Well,
out like that.
I think that was a good idea, and Mr. Scove agreed. We just gotta put it on the back burner. Is for them gender reveal parties, because once that patio gets going, that's a big business. I'm telling you, these people are crazy about revealing what their babies are gonna be. I don't get it, but I do like money, and
Now,
we
bro,
can charge them some money.
can you build us some sort of pavilion that we can actually do this on and have some parties? Maybe after we get some other stuff going, but please don't take
I
any
drafted
actions.
up. I drafted up 2 designs and nobody liked it. So I'll
You
do a
might as
third
well
one and
have
take
a
the input.
pavilion. You know, we
Listen,
gonna have them barbecue plates and whatnot, right? I do. Y'all gotta admit now, I do make some great barbecue, and
100%.
we can sell them barbecue plates, or we can make like a catered event if we got one of them damn TikTok jigs going on. You know, there's all kinds of stuff that goes on that we could have them celebrated at the farm.
well, we
Ma,
need a
if you
kitchen
actually
out
did
there.
your own TikToks and show them the special recipe on how you make that barbecue squirrel leg, I
Good
tell you,
idea.
people would love that.
Now you know I'm not gonna give away my barbecue recipe.
I don't want you to give it away, but I'm just saying, if you just show people that we make it, it might bring people to the farm.
Oh, sure. I could probably do that. I'll give it a
Stepmom,
couple of goes.
please meet with your stepson and stepdaughter. Stepmom.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Roberta, how you doing?
Mom, can I get my boobs soon?
Well, I think that's up to your daddy. He might kill me. You're 2 years younger than me, 3 years younger than me.
I know that's
And
right.
I got mine done when I was 18. So I think it's fine, but your daddy's being God, your dad, why? Like he needs to chill out.
Well,
I
that's why.
mean,
Look,
you're
it's your
doing
job.
so good.
Your job
You're
to
doing so
convince him.
I mean, it's a very like touchy subject, so I don't really want to bring it up, but your late mom, she was out milking the horses, right? Or milking the cows. You don't milk horses. You milk cows. Oh, she was out milking the cows, and then nobody ever heard from her again or something. I don't know. But your dad is telling me to go milk. I know, but your dad is telling me to go milk. So I don't know if that means if he's trying to kill me too, or maybe he's just trying to get me to do some work around there. I just don't know. Does anybody have any ideas?
Stepmama, I'll never say a bad word about my daddy, but
But
I
I
will
won't say
say,
anything either. I won't say anything bad about Daddy. And even though Daddy and I don't get along.
Okay, but Michael, come on. Come
well,
on.
all right, I will say this, okay? You've been a good stepmama to us, and I'll admit this to you. Our mama knew milk, okay? She breastfed both of us till we were 7 years old. She knew milk. If she was going to milk the cows, it wasn't an accident. And I've been saying that for years.
She knew how to milk the cows. She knew how to milk those cows. That's why we don't talk about this. This was very upsetting to us.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, Michael, how's the weed business doing? Is it weed or marijuana or what do the kids call it these days? Like the Grim Reaper, the reefer? I don't know what do they call it.
The Grim Reaper. What is this? Anti-drugs? Gonna say it's gonna kill you? Come on now. No, he's on the farm here. We can call it grass. It kind of just blends in with everything. I think it's going wonderfully. And I actually have another, maybe take it a little step further if you're willing to hear me out.
I am.
We have all these animals here, and sometimes we bring in extra animals that may or may not come in from foreign lands, correct? Now, when they cross the border from those foreign lands, if before that happens, they happen to eat a few balloons, with something
Oh
inside.
no. Stop right there. We are not doing
What?
animal cruelty. I am pro animals. No, I will let them out of the gate and I will make them escape from you.
They're just gonna
Well,
poop it out.
No.
don't they call them drug mules or something for a
Exactly.
There's no drug. It's just
No,
baggies,
okay.
little
Okay.
pixie dust inside. That's it.
Stepmom, stop him from doing animal cruelty, or I'm going to let all the animals out. I'm going to let them all stampede.
Again,
Like
again.
like your uncle. I mean, come on. We cannot afford to lose any more animals. Can't afford to
Okay,
lose
if the
me.
two brothers could meet, two brothers.
Bro,
Yep.
some of these conversations with mom are like just out of whack. I mean, I'll build a barbecue pit and I'll put it in the gazebo and we'll have a nice outside kitchen for her. We'll keep her busy and Skeeter can help out over in the barbecue area. But man, I'm really, I don't want to keep adding other things to this pavilion space. It's got to be open and make people feel good. I don't want them to feel all like pressured.
I'm agreeing with you. I think what we got to do is just get mom in her own area, letting her do her own thing, and then
Yeah.
we do other things.
I'm picking up what you're laying down. Sometimes I get frustrated because I feel like no one's listening to me, right? So you know how I get.
Well, I'm
Right.
listening. If you've got a good idea, as long as you don't put those ratchet straps on the truck again, because you almost crushed that poor boy out there loading that feed up.
Well, I try to be safe, right? I didn't want them flying out. The last thing this family needs is more legal issues, right, Speedy?
Another accident. I get it. I get it. All right. Look, man, I almost went pro. You know that. I could have gotten that
Yeah.
car up to
I'll put the straps
155.
on you, bro.
Look, listen, we got to figure out some more stuff to get this thing going. Now, we got to also
Yeah.
figure out, can you be honest with me about something?
What do you want to know?
Do you think we should have a hat museum on the farm?
A hat museum? No, it's a hard no. You know what? I'll tell you what. She loves her hats. I know where you're going with this. Why don't
Yeah.
we just open the doors? Let's go ahead. It won't be in the pavilion area. It has to be standalone. That way she won't be near us and won't drive me crazy all day with her hat changes.
We
She's
got to
like
be
Cher.
careful with it, man. They're going to have bigger hat, no cattle. You know what I'm saying?
I do. So look, I'll go along with a lot of ideas that people want right now because I guess if anything, if it works, great. If it doesn't, we can say we tried, right? I think that's the best approach. I'm
We
going to
tried
try to
some
not
of
be
those
so
pies,
negative,
and those pies didn't really work out either.
which is weird. I think maybe if we did a little THC infused pie, high pie, maybe something along those lines, we might see more sales. And
As
then we
long
sell
as
more
you can eat
barbecue.
them, because I couldn't bite into that. These teeth right here,
Yeah.
yeah, they're all fake after biting into one of them pies that Lindsay made.
Yeah. Look, I think if we just kind of open it all up and make people feel like we're actually listening to their ideas, that we support them, even if we don't, at least we can try them out and see what happens. But we can't do it for too long because we're going to run out of money.
Well, what else
We
you
got to
got?
pick some. What's that?
What else you got? Pitch me another idea.
Well, I gave you a couple with the spa, and the dating a farmer. I mean, where else can we take this thing? What else is going to bring people out of the city right now? Maybe a go-kart track, right? You could take the lead in that. Have a little thing that goes around the farm like a high-speed farm tour, right? By
I
the
want to
time
be
we say on
careful.
the right there's the cows, you're already over by the the sheep. You know what I mean? And by the time you look at the sheep, you're off over by the alpacas.
What about
Grandma, please meet with mom, grandma, and stepmom.
Oh Lord, girl, you gonna change your hat again? Let's see here.
It's on the third one today.
That is something. Let me tell you. Bless your heart.
I mean, I know your son. I love your son so much, and he did kind of mention something about like displaying my hats on the farm. I mean,
I think he wants you to sell them, Lindsay.
I thought he was gonna. He said something about a museum or something.
No, ma'am. He said sell them. And I told him there ain't no way you're going to get back all the money you spent on them.
I thought he was finally being supportive of one of my dreams because I've been supportive of all his dreams this whole time. I supported him when he went from
I
trying to be a
know.
NASCAR driver to then he went to like buggies, and then he went to like I don't know. I think he was racing those like cars around like the
I
remote
know. I know.
control.
He's been
And
all
and
over the dang place.
and then like and then I came here and I moved here and I got this accent that's real legit, and it's just I don't know what else I could do. I try to cook. I feel like I'm getting better at it.
Well, now, ain't you from San Francisco or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't really think you can call your accent authentic, but I mean, hey, if that's what you want to go with, Lord love you.
I was saying practice.
You know, we need to get in that kitchen with you. That's what we need to do. And we're going to work on your skills in the kitchen. We're going to get that cookbook out, and me and you going to get together, and we're going to whip up some stuff. My son said I should put on the TikTok about how I make my barbecue. So maybe we could do that. What do you think about that?
I love that. I can maybe have different hats? Maybe we can get a following. Maybe people actually like my hats for once. I mean, maybe that's a way I could keep my hats. I don't know.
So I'm getting the feeling that maybe you're like really attached to these hats for some other reason.
No, I think it's like the only thing I've been given that's mine. I mean,
okay, if the brother could meet with Roberta, the daughter.
Hey, Uncle Michael.
Hey, Roberta. I've been coming up with some ideas to help the family out, and I think I've got some stuff that maybe you can help out.
I'm gonna give up. Thinking, nobody listens to me but you.
Well, I've gotten better about trying to listen to everybody, and I think it came from me not being heard. So I understand, where you're coming from, but you got to also keep in mind, not everybody loves the ideas that you come up with. The TikTok stuff is like questionable, but we're looking for some new ideas to do stuff. And I was thinking with your stepmom, maybe like a make a hat workshop, or some sort of like, farm to table date night experience. I'm just trying to come up with stuff, but I need to know if it sounds too stuffy or is it hip?
Date night. That means I can do my banana eating and my melon bowls with the neighbors when they come.
I don't know about that stuff. It's a little questionable when you see a teenager, doing some of the things you do with the fruit. So maybe we kind of come up with a different angle.
Uncle Michael, I'm not a teenager. I just left here and I was going to be a famous actress.
I forget, I always think you kids are, you're always kids to me. I you know what I mean? I always think of you guys as little kids.
That's just because the neighbor's wife did not like what I did with the melons in front of the husband and the kids. And Dad yelled at me and nobody liked it. But you know how much produce I sold? I sold a lot.
Which is great. It's great, but it definitely caused some other problems on the other side. The complaints that came in on the tails of those sales, yes, you helped us sell a bunch of produce, but there were some negative comments that came in that was a little suggestive and that made the women feel insecure with the husbands kind of liking your banana stuff. And so we have to think about, as we bring in new business and we build a new little courtyard for everything, we just don't want any negative stuff.
Dad, please meet with your son. Dad, please meet with your son.
Boy. How you been?
You want to hit, Daddy?
Nope. Trying to quit myself.
All right. Well, there's going to be more of it around here, so you better resist temptation there.
I understand. Now, why don't you give me some of these ideas you got floating around in your noggin?
Well, I know you don't like it when I bring it up, but you're speeding, Daddy. I don't think it's a problem like everybody else. Two of the most popular forms of entertainment: drag races, drag shows, right? So if we can get, and I know your history, I know you tried to hide me from it, I know your drag queen history. So if we can combine that with you in the drag car, that's a knockout right there.
2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you find out? Did the dress look good in green?
You left the bedroom door open. I prefer the red.
I knew it. I think it's a good idea. Do you think the town is ready for it?
Listen, nothing ventured, nothing gained. They're never going to be ready if we don't force them to be ready.
Well, I'm just worried that people can be so close-minded around the town, and, well, your stepmommy don't know about it yet.
Well, that's okay. I mean, this town has accepted Roberta for all these years, so they'll do anything. You know what I mean?
That's a good one, son.
Will you do me a favor with her? Will you let her get her new titties and make them so big that they block her mouth so I don't have to listen to her anymore?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Stepmom, if they could please meet with the brother, the stepmom and brother.
There it is, another hat. This might be my favorite hat of yours, by the way.
Thanks so much. I mean, coming from a fashion icon.
Hey, I like to wear nice things, you know. It's what happens when you're in the city for so long and leave the overalls behind.
I miss it so much sometimes. Do you happen to know how some of there's stains on my red dress, and it was hanging on the wrong side of the closet. It was hanging on your brother's side, and I was just wondering if maybe some laundry got mixed up, or I don't know.
Yeah,
sidetracked.
I'm not so sure why. I don't know. That's a weird one, but so's my brother.
Yeah. And have you seen that dang green dress? I have a green hat that works perfect with this green dress, and I haven't been able to find it for months. Funny.
And you've checked the laundry room, you can't find it anywhere?
No, I haven't been able to find it anywhere.
That's
and
weird.
I haven't had anywhere to wear it either. So
hey,
I mean,
let me run something by you, totally off topic, but you know,
okay.
we're trying to figure out how to bring in some cash. I'm trying to incorporate different ideas for everybody. I mentioned it to Roberta, but I don't think she quite understood what I was saying. But I was thinking about, with all of your hats, right? What about like a make a hat workshop, you know, where you could show people your favorite hat, and then by the end of the day, someone can walk out with the hat that they made at our farm.
Oh my God, you just made my dreams come true. I haven't had anything that was mine this whole time, and
Yeah, I get it. Trust me, I get it. This family has a way of making you feel isolated and not heard.
Okay, if everybody can come back into the main room.
No.
Okay, guys. Listen, there's been some really weird turns here today. You know, I got a phone call from the sheriff, and you know, they were talking about the thing 12 years. It was a cold case about your wife, Will, and the plow incident. And they kept, you know, trying to figure out what happened there. And now they think that there was foul play in that. And I know that rumor was that you were having problems with your wife. Apparently, some photo came up of you in a red or green dress in drag with heels. And she confronted you on this. And then you worked with your brother Michael to set up a plowing accident, and that's why Michael then immediately left town afterward and tried to go into designing. And so we're probably going to have to put all the ideas on hold right now, because I think Michael and Will are probably going to have to go downtown to talk about this case that was finally, they think they have some leads in it. There was apparently something they didn't catch before, that they'll tell you when you go downtown. So I think we'll probably have to think about what we want to do with the ranch. We might want to put it up for sale, the farm, because the two main brothers will no longer be able to work the farm. Sorry, I had to
Told
tell
you this was going to be bad, dude. I told you it was a bad idea. Man,
Ain't my
now
fault.
I'm dragged into it.
Michael, you
Not
were
your fault.
right. You were right. It was him. I said Daddy wouldn't do that. You were right.
Daddy, how could you?
She was a bitch.
Well, this has been our family business long form, The Farm. Let's introduce our cast tonight, starting with Roberta, who played the daughter.
I hope you enjoyed the show.
Michael, the son.
Hello, I actually love Roberta.
Michelle, Granny.
Thanks for watching.
Lindsay, the stepmom.
Thanks, everyone.
Will, the dad.
Hope you guys have fun.
And Michael, his brother.
Hey, yay, yay. Thanks for watching. Hope it was fun for you.
We're going to come back in 4 weeks with a brand new one, so get ready with a few extra cast members. Let's wave goodbye, everybody, and everybody stay with me. But we'll see you guys in 4 weeks. Thanks for watching, and check out all our long-form games, Tuesday, 6 p.m.